explore the tools, stories, and practices that help us live with greater awareness, alignment, and authenticity. I'm your host, Sana, as always, and today's conversation, listeners, is something about very powerful. We are exploring how mindfulness, energy awareness, and intentional practice, how they can help us not just feel better, but they can help us achieve our goals in a deeply aligned way. And listeners, meet my guest Banya Lim. She's a multi-generational healer, energy coach, and also the creator of the Chi Mastery System. Now, hear me out. With 30 years of experience in acupuncture, Oriental medicine, and energy coaching, Banya has guided countless individuals to clear energetic blockages and realign with their purpose, health, and success as well. So, let's explore how mindfulness intersects with energy work and how the Chi Mastery System can be an effective tool for personal and professional growth and transformation. So, with that, Banya, I'm so happy to have you here and welcome to the Mindful Living.
Thank you, Sana. Thank you for having me.
Lovely, lovely, Banya. And I'm really
What a
just,
topic.
yes,
Healthy mind.
yes, yes. And mindfulness is such an important aspect. I mean, lately it has kind of become a buzzword, but I think there are so many profound, tools here, approaches here, essence here to mindfulness. But before that, Banya, I would love to hear a bit about your journey. How exactly you got, into the world of exploring mindfulness, healing, energy.
Well, I kind of grew up with this um kind of culture in my family. Both of my parents were Buddhist, and
Mm-hmm.
we talk about mindfulness, meditation, energy, or spirituality. It was just our daily conversation, and even talking about spirits and energy beyond what we can see was a common theme of our conversation. It's just when I would go outside of my house, it was considered very strange, and I was considered weird and strange kid talking about those things. And
Okay.
I realized um, that that was normal outside of my home. And it's funny that it's like you said, it's like a buzzword these days, and lots of people are talking about it more and more, which is amazing trend. And I love watching that, and I love people discovering that, discovering who they are through this practice.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, I mean, everyone has a unique journey, but sometimes we we underestimate ourselves. We have so much, so many unique powers within us. Um, and
Yes.
yeah, you were saying something, Banu. Sorry to cut you off.
No, no, no. I wasn't. I was just, agreeing with what you were saying. And having that kind of background, I think it was, I'm very grateful for having parents didn't make those kind of view ideas weird, but rather normal. So in many ways, I feel very thankful to have that kind of childhood and having those conversation with my parents.
I think gratitude is such a powerful practice when we talk about mindfulness or healthy mind or healthy life or holistic wellness. Every every other conversation I have had with so many guests here on our shows, I think gratitude has been the most common and effective practice that each and every one of our guests have been doing it. And I think every one of us should be uh, thankful, whether it's to our parents or to our loved ones or our friends or need the higher power, the god or this nature, the world, whatever it is. But yeah, that's beautiful, Manya.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, but Powers Force written by Dr. David Hawkins, like there's a scale of consciousness that
Mhm.
measure by certain frequency that
Uh-huh.
gratitude, thankfulness, and love is way up there, where down here is um sorrow. Sorrow is actually somewhere in the middle. It's resentment, anger, and
Mhm.
guilt is the lowest
That's true.
level of our consciousness. So, yes,
Mhm.
gratitude. If we can just have that every day, every moment, I think it opens up so many things for us.
Definitely. Okay, now let's come to our topic, Banya. So I love, this connection that you have seen between mindfulness and achieving goals. So, in your experience, how does becoming more mindful actually move us closer to what we want, rather than making us passive or overly inward?
Yeah, great question. Yes, what we want, I think what drives us in our lives, about it starts with knowing what we want. Um, But sometimes figuring out what you want, it takes time too. But once you figure out what you want, whatever that might be, it could be how you want to feel, it could be actual thing, it could be object, it could be success. Knowing what you want, give us a a sort of a goal, and you can be able to navigate.
Mm.
And oftentimes we get discouraged trying to get to where we want to go, because it doesn't happen the way we want, or we just feel like it's not happening, or we just feel like we're not getting close to the goal that we want to get to.
Mm.
um I started out as, of course, acupuncturist, and I'm still an acupuncturist. I practice acupuncture. I practice spiritual acupuncture. Spiritual acupuncture is really about creating awareness of mind, body, and spirit, and really healing on mind, body, level of mind, body, spirit, not just focus on a physical level. But of
Yeah.
course, manifestation happens through the physical body.
Mm-hmm.
So, people who are coming to me in the beginning, having goal as releasing pain or taking care of the disease, or getting rid of the conditions that uh, physical ailments, physical difficulties they are going through, right? So what acupuncture does is unblocking the energy within the body. So basically, unblocking the obstacle, or unblocking the energy on the meridian, or energy meridians, or channel energy channels, so that the pain can go away. And when the pain goes away, or the disease goes away, ailments goes away. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about this in a very simple way of what acupuncture does. We figure out where the blockages are, and we stick the needle into those
Yeah.
areas to open up the channel. When we open up the channel, energy flows smoothly. We always use the analogy of river. River, the water has to move naturally and flowing. When it gets stuck, when it gets blocked, it turns into pain. And when that blockage stays long enough, then turns into something more serious condition within the body.
Yeah.
And what acupuncture does is finding the specific points in the body. There are 365 acupuncture points within the body. 365 matches with the 365 days in a year, because each point in the body has a connection to each day in a year. But I'm not going to go too deep into that right now.
Mhm.
Perhaps if we have enough time, we can talk about that. Um,
Yeah.
Not all 365 points are blocked in people. Most of the meridians and acupuncture points are pretty open,
Mhm.
because we are not, if we're all blocks, then the time we're we're time of death. Time of
Mhm.
death is where all 365 points up gets closed up. And finding those point and putting the needle, that whole process is just definitely art. Each acupuncturist practicing their art and figuring out which of those 365 points to open up with the needles. That is the key. That is art. And over the years, I've been very successful in opening those meridians. And I realized that each of the both those points have a very specific emotion that's connected to. And each of the emotion has its very specific story that's connected to.
Okay.
So I noticed that people who get to open up the meridians feel better. They go back to their life, they go back to their home, they go back to their work, and sometimes they come back with the same symptom. And I noticed that because the emotion hasn't changed. And there's a brief moment of release happen with acupuncture. But when they go back to the same life, same relationship, same situation, that blockages happen again. So unless we go down to the root of the issue, we are not really permanently or consistently opening the meridians. So I realized I had to talk about this. I had to discuss this with my clients. This is beginning of my practice in my 20s. I know that each organ has a specific emotion, and each meridian has a specific connection to those meridians. For example, lungs and large intestine is yin and yang pair, and its emotion is sorrow or sadness. This is why when your loved one pass away or when you go through a lot of grief, you
Mhm.
catch cold easily or you affect your breathing, and then eventually sometimes if your bowel movement. Um,
Mhm.
Another example, kidneys and urinary bladder is yin and yang pair, and its emotion is fear. And the meridian runs the backside of your body along the spine.
Mhm.
When you're under a lot of fear,
Mm.
we sometimes say, I have a going down my spine.
Yes.
And actually, literally, you're feeling that. You're literally feeling the blockages and energy on your backside. So, in the beginning of my practice, I just mentioned this to my client. If somebody is coming to me with a back pain or issues in the back, or especially along those specific lines of meridians,
Mhm.
and people will start sharing with me of their stories and stories of their fear, how they started, what happened. And there's usually not only the current situation, but always connected to the story from their childhood. And it got me curious about what's what's the connection between the emotion and how our body responds to it, and also the story, the connection to even our childhood. So this is my journey started 30 years ago. And over the years, people who are open to it, I talk about this and the connection to the emotion organs and the meridians. And I could be able to successfully help people guide them to open the blockages on a physical level, but also energetical level and emotional level.
Mm.
And over the years, I realized that every emotion has this location within our body. Every emotion, and especially if it's ongoing, repetitive emotion that has a story, images connected to it, has location within the uh, meridian system in the body. At the same time, there's emotion emotion that's opposite of the negative emotion, It could be, let's say, I am not good enough. It
Yes.
has location within the body. And also, I am good. I am good enough has a location within the body. Literally, that energetically. And we let them communicate within the body. And this is where mindfulness and meditation come in. And deeper the person can go in their
Mhm.
unconsciousness, deeper the healing that occurs, deeper the unblockages happen. And eventually I could be able to help other guide people not only unblocking the energy on unblocking on a physical level, but you got to apply every aspect of their life. So this is how I came to guide people unblocking energy to reach their goals. The goals can be becoming a CEO, becoming a mother, becoming whatever they want. I don't know if this makes sense.
This definitely does. And it's like I didn't know absolutely about this. Yes, I have an idea about acupuncture, and then kind of more of a general overview about mindfulness. That yes, it's becoming present of the feelings within our body, thoughts within our mind, the senses, the sound, the taste we are, our body is sensing any kind of whispers or signals our body is giving. But you really beautifully blended acupuncture and then mindfulness, how each and every organ has its own emotion. I mean, that is really, really, it's really surprising and really something new. Personally, I got to know, and I'm very sure our listeners will also feel this, kind of feeling within themselves that, oh my goodness, I didn't know this, but it's there. It was there. It has been there. So thanks
Yeah.
for sharing, Anya.
I mean, this is an ancient knowledge. I mean, acupuncture has been around more than 5,000 years. And that each organ ha- holds and also connection with a specific emotion. And it's written in an old textbook. And I remember even in school, we just kind of skimmed through it, like lungs, sadness, liver, anger, kidneys, fear, and so on. But what does that all mean? Um, no one could really explain to me at the time to the extent that like I really got it. It's when I start practicing my own medicine that I start to understand deeply what that really actually means. That our body responds to certain emotion, and if certain emotion has been stored within our body, also reacts to whatever that we are experiencing throughout our lives. And if that emotion has created negative energy within our body and creates blockages, we have to go to the heart of the matter to unblock it. The unblocking process happens through mindset work, somatic work, body awareness work, and meditation.
Wonderful. That's beautiful, Banya. And yeah, and you described the Chi Mastery System as integrating meditation, energy work, and then somatic work. So, for someone unfamiliar, including myself, can you break down what that looks like in practice? I mean, what's the typical first step for someone wanting to access this deeper wisdom in their body? I mean, yes, I think this is so much. It's an ancient wisdom. It's ancient knowledge,
Mhm.
and we need that kind of patience to understand that how deeply rooted, grounded it is in within our entire framework of body, mind, emotions, and spirit. So yes. if you can, Manu.
So, somatic work, mindfulness, it's, I mean, with the people that I work with, I guide them to have this practice. But on your own, it would be good to um, have practice of um, quietness. Just be able to be quiet with yourself in a space that you feel comfortable and peaceful. And you can start with just focusing on your breathing, inhalation and exhalation. And another thing, there's a place or location within our body that we can actually store energy. We call this in I think Chinese, uh, dantian, Korean, danjeon, Japanese, hara, and the location is right below your belly button, or second chakra. And you can just put your mind or awareness on this spot to just breathe. Focus on your breathing. Because energy goes where your mind goes, energy follows your mind. And if you put your mind into that specific area, you can actually gather energy. And that's most powerful way of start practicing mindfulness and mindfulness and also body awareness.
Wow. I mean, I'm so curious, because uh, Banya, can how much time it takes? I mean, because people, they get frustrated, with this subtlety of energy work. If they are kind of, they have been made used to quick, tangible, quick fixes, tangible results. For example, in the Western medicine, uh, uh, because I think there's often been a skepticism towards energy work or this non-traditional healing practices.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I understand. This is why we call it practice. And we have to practice to have this part of our lives. And it is about ultimately listening to our body. Um, all our lives, since we were a kid, no one told us to listen to our bodies. We've been taught to listen to our teachers, outside, experts, mom and dad, which is okay. But ultimately, we have to, the clearest voice and message is within us, but we haven't taught that way. So we have to retrain ourselves to listen to our bodies. So in the beginning, we need a little bit of discipline, but eventually, when you build enough energy, you will want to do this every day, all day, because it just feels so good. Just get in tune and touch with our inner voice and inner energy. But in the beginning, we might need a little bit of practice and discipline. So I always say consistency is more important than, whatever you describe it as a quality. And there's no bad meditation. There's no bad mindfulness. You just have
Yeah.
to, when you continue to do it, energy will build.
That is such a beautiful, beautiful banner. And so when someone commits to practicing chi mastery or maybe mindfulness consistently, what changes should they realistically expect over time? And are these like changes measurable? Because goals, they can be measured. So in terms
Yeah.
of that context.
Hmm. Great, great question. Ultimately, this journey is about you finding how amazing you are, how powerful you are. I mean, I'm sure you've heard this, but you're actually going to really feel it in your being that, wow, I am the microcosm of the universe. I am the creator of my own reality. I I've created all this, and also I can also recreate the way I want, and I can do this through me. Because granted, most people are lost in outside. What I mean is that if whatever they want in their lives, they believe the blockage is outside. And also, you know, for example, like, I'm not happy because of you, or I cannot be successful because of this. I cannot be CEO because of this. That's all external stuff. But actually, all the true blockages is within us.
Mhm.
And also, we also have power to unblock this within our system.
Mm.
And when we get to really unblock this in a energetical way, they
Mhm.
know they know they will realize their own power. They will realize their own power to create, but also power to heal.
I agree with you. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know, I think this question is valid because in mindfulness circles, or when we talk about something which is non-traditional, not tangible, we cannot see it. We sometimes avoid talking about the results as well. But people will have this question that what will this do for me? I can't see anything working out here.
Mhm.
And that is natural. That is it's bound to happen. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. It needs consistency, it needs discipline. That is why it is called practice.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely, Banya. And so before we wrap up, if our listeners would like to explore more about how mindfulness and goal achievement are connected, and more about chi mastery course and system, and they would also would like to connect with you, share with you, what's the best way to do that?
All the listeners here, the audience, I'm offering free clarity session. You can go to my website, banyalim.com. There's a clarity session button you can hit, and you can have about 15 minutes, 20 minutes clarity session with me. And at the time, you can ask any question, and also we can talk about any goals that you're working on and how to and talk about how to achieve those.
Lovely. I'll make sure to have the details and link in the show notes. And Vanya, thank you so much. And this was such a different, uh, perspective, looking at mindfulness, and then the beautiful blend of acupuncture, ancient wisdom, and of course your journey with us. I feel like you have opened a door to a deeper understanding and appreciation of how mindfulness and energy awareness can transform not just how we feel, but how we show up every day. So thank you. I'm really,
Thank
you
you.
know,
Thank you for having me.
and to all the mindful listeners out there, just refer to the show notes to connect with Banya. Check out her She Mastery System and her other wonderful resources. And I encourage all of you to tune into your body's wisdom, which might unlock something really powerful. Until next time, stay mindful and keep choosing alignment over autopilot. Thank you.